Team, well, let's get started. I'm sure we're live on the Facebooks, right? Rocking and rolling. Thank you
Yep.
so much for joining. We have a packed day, so we're gonna rip through this real fast and get to some amazing announcements. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, number one, like we always do, I'm gonna start and read our vision. And it's so cool to watch this come alive. I mean, 2020 for a lot of people, tough year for a lot of people. It was a crazy year, one of the craziest. I think we'd all agree. But what was so cool is watching this market center vision. We believe in creating an authentic environment built on the foundation of productivity and collaboration. This inspires our people to achieve their business goals, to design their legacy worth leaving. It was so cool to watch the progress, and it was a huge team effort. And watch this progress kind of come to fruition and watch the progress toward this vision. So that was a lot of fun. So without further ado, we're going to start every meeting the same way, like we always do. I want to hear 3 fill the buckets, 3 gratitudes. I mean, we just finished, again, one of the craziest years. The real estate market was bonkers, and a lot of our agents did better than they ever have. And our market center, like we're going to talk about shortly, did better year over year, had some of the greatest gains it's ever seen, and our people saw some of the greatest gains they've ever seen. So a lot to be thankful for. So let's just go for 3 fill the buckets of somebody from a gratitude standpoint.
Perfect. I'll fill 2 buckets. Tiffany and Kristen, both my heroes. As starting out building a team, those 2 have been so helpful. No way could we do what we're doing without those 2. Definitely, you all don't get enough credit. You do get a lot of credit, but you don't get enough credit. We can 5X that, but thank you both so much for helping in any way possible with everybody involved in our group. So appreciate you. Love you. Can't do it without you guys. The rocks.
Man, couldn't agree more. The rocks.
That's because I have to work.
I love it. Thanks, Kyle. Who else? Give me 2 more.
I'm thankful for joining the herd group this week on a team. I tried to avoid joining a team, but it's working out. I'm liking it. So glad to be busy.
Glad to have you.
You're gonna crush it, man. I hear you on the phones. I heard you set an appointment today through the wall here. So walking around. So way to go, man. Just keep on that. Keep those activities up, and you're gonna crush it. Congratulations. Give me 1 more.
I got one.
Here.
Vin, I love you, man. Thank you for making this such a good, energetic, fun place to work. I can't wait for 2021, post-COVID, that can all kiss our you-know-whats. But I wanted to say I am, from someone who's worked with you for a long time in the past, I'm very proud of you. I'm very excited about what this market center is going to offer our agents. So looking forward.
I love it. That's a huge team effort. Everything from the leadership team to the ALC, both the 2020 and the 2021, and I appreciate it, Dave. I'm happy to have you back. Love it. All right, team. Anybody want to throw 1 more in there? Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. So 2020. So these are the numbers. Quick hedge. These are the numbers from 2020. Of those individuals that were a part of KW in 2020, and they're straight from our KW numbers, our system. So there might be a tiny discrepancy, but these are the numbers that are coming from KW. So a huge congratulations from a December standpoint. Let's start there. To Synergy Group, crushing it with $3 million of closed sales. John, Joe, and Drew Salazar, way to go. Charleston Diggs, John Holton team, Baskin and team, Michael Prince, showing up 1.4. Allison Allen, way to go. Tara, Lexi, Rich, Jessica, and Sebastian Associates. Congratulations to a great December. Just absolutely crushed it. When we're going to go through some numbers shortly, Joseph and I, December year over year in 2020 was up 31.9% month over month. 31.9%. And these guys took advantage of it. So 2020, though, for the year, Synergy Group, taking the crown with 28.3 million. Congratulations. Infinity, Maggie and team always consistently crushing it. 23.8. Baskin 23. Charleston Diggs with a big 20.2. Trad, Flanagan, Jessica, Amy, Lexi, and rounding out the top 10, the man, the myth, the legend, Trenton Seckinger. So a huge, huge, huge congratulations to these individuals. Crushed it in 2020. So exciting. What does that say? December closed units. This is awesome. Scott, the Baskin team crushing it. 8 closed units in the month of December. Tied with the Synergy Group, John, Joe, and Drew, 8. Trad showing up with 5. Charleston Diggs, 4, and Tara, 4. Congratulations in December closed units. Just unbelievable to watch these numbers. Listings. We're going to talk a lot about listings. I hear inventory's tight, but a huge congratulations to Bastion, Synergy Group again, Charleston Diggs, Michael Prince, Trenton, Rich, and Stella, rounding out the top 7 here. And the biggest metric I think we have to continue to watch and focus on, listings taken. Leads, listings, leverage, MREA model, right? Listings drive your business. It's market share. Charleston Diggs rounding it out with 4 listings taken in November. Baskin, Synergy Group, Trad, Infinity Group, Her Group, there they are, and Rich Trio. Congratulations on just an unbelievable December. Who's getting 100% of their commissions? Tara, Michael, John Holt, and Josh Stamps. Huge, huge, huge congratulations. You guys capped. Way to go. Earned 100% of your commissions. Use it wisely. All right, some first closings. Holy smokums. There's a few. We got Levon, we got Kaylin, Celeste, I saw you on here. Congratulations. Toby, Tim, Samantha, and Nancy. 7 people with their first closings here at KW, Charleston, West Ashley. So a huge, huge, huge congratulations to each one of you. Way to go. Many more to come. Love it. Well, and a welcome to the family. One thing that I've been so just humbled by and so proud of is that feel. When you walk into the market center, when you walk in through the doors, you can feel that this place is like a family. Everybody's got each other's back, and it's just such a fun thing. You've got Lissandro, Janice, Danny, Allison, Ronnie, Anisha, and Andrew. Welcome to the KW family. We are absolutely excited to be in business with you. If you see these individuals on a Zoom, in the hallways, wherever, shoot them a note, say hello, welcome. Happy birthday. I'm not going to sing, but a huge happy birthday to all these individuals. Casey, Forrest, Toby, Jay, Christina, Jenna, Jocelyn, Ashley, Rich, Allison, Elizabeth, and Mia. Happy, happy birthday. Wishing you the best one yet. All right. Enough of me for a couple of minutes. One of our amazing partners, Matt Mears at CMG. He's going to give us a quick rundown of probably something interesting. Matt, let's hear it, man.
Thanks for leading. I was so prepared to go ahead and just talk off the riff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just saw it.
That's
like,
awesome.
Okay,
yeah, I just got the email. It's great. Well, no, I'll give you guys a quick update in the market. So you probably heard a little bit about the interest rate spike we had after the Democrats took control of the Senate. Actually, the markets recovered pretty nicely from that, and the interest rate atmosphere we're in is very similar to where we were when the Fed took over after the housing market crashed last time. The Fed's basically agreed to prop up our financial system, so to speak, and they're going to be doing that for a while. So the most common question we get from buyers is, when are interest rates going to go up? It's not going to be anytime soon. We know that. We've been through this cycle before. But just keep an eye on it. The Fed once a month is going to come out and they're going to have some statements on how the economy is recovering. But at some point, when the economy's recovered enough, it's going to be a situation where they're going to rip the Band-Aid off, and we're going to get a pretty serious rate spike. Again, as lenders, we don't know that's 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 2 years. But with that said, it's historically happened 3 or 4 times now. We know it's on the horizon. So if you want to use that as motivation for clients, please do so. You may saw some of the changes with FHA's coming loan limit going up to 414,000. That's great. The conventional loan limit went up to 548,250. It's pretty wild. I mean, someone can buy a $565,000 house with a 5% down payment. That's hard to believe. So from a lending standpoint, I talk about this probably once a year. It's really never been easier to get a mortgage. I mean, as far as the programs out there right now, credit score is still going down to a 580. If you're looking for conventional FHA, you probably want to be above a 620 for cost, but there's options out there. FHA still has a 3.5% down payment requirement. Conventional has a 3% down payment requirement for first-time home buyers. So those, as far as those options go, like I said, it really hasn't been more flexible. It's a little more difficult for self-employed. And then outside of that, just something to be aware of. I'm sure you all know. I think there's 2,100 listings right now, Vince. Is that right?
Yep, just about.
We're going to have some appraisal problems. They've been coming up. I know no one wants to hear it or talk about it, but again, when you're pricing a home, you're listing a home. I did a talk about appraisals maybe a month or 2 ago. I mean, appraisers are looking at the most recent comparable sales in the last 90 to 180 days, the last 3 to 6 months. They're looking for comps have sold in the neighborhood first. So again, if you're pulling comps from a neighborhood across the street because they're what you need to get the value there, but there's one next door that's sold for less, that comp isn't going to go away. And the reason why it's important to know is like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac created a valuation system similar to a Zillow. And so when an appraisal comes in, they're going to score it on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being no risk, the value's there, and 5 being complete fraud. So, again, they value this. They know going in that this range is where the house should appraise. So the appraisers can go on notice if they have too many files in that red zone. So it's a bit of a conflict, but at the end of the day, just know it's not uncommon to have a house appraised right now. So when you're pulling comps together, look within a subject neighborhood first, and the closer the better, because that's what the appraisers are hanging their hats on.
Love it. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it, man, and appreciate the partnership. And I think on the slide deck is probably your info, but if you want to throw your number and your contact info in the chat, feel free to do so. That way, if anybody has any questions, they can reach out to you.
No worries. I think I know every face I'm looking at right now. Almost
perfect. I love it. That's the way it should be. All righty. So moving on. Tech Talk. Let's hear it, Jay.
Hey there, guys. I just wanted to come to you guys today and talk to you a little bit about some changes that we are making to What the Tech and some other training opportunities that we are coming up with. So What the Tech is still going to be every Wednesday at 2 o'clock. What's different about it is that we are kind of providing a roadmap basics kind of course each month. So each week we'll focus on a different topic of the kind of command and DocuSign compliance basics. And then it's just going to rotate each month, or each week it's going to be a different topic, and then we repeat it every month. So it's always a good opportunity for anybody who needs a refresher on that, or if you're bringing somebody new on your team and they need to get plugged in and learn about that. That's kind of the idea that we have going forward into 2021. That said, it's always still an opportunity. If you're having an issue with something that's not related to the topic at hand, you can still pop in there and get help with it. It's an opportunity for you once a week to get me on the calendar without having to like schedule and wrangle us together. So that opportunity is still there. I want to talk to you a little bit about DocuSign. I know that there have been some issues with some of our forms recently. And I'm working to get all of that corrected. I actually may have gotten one corrected already, but I haven't verified it yet, so I'll keep you guys posted. That said, I'm also working with a lot of new teams and new individuals on a one-on-one basis with DocuSign, particularly, you know, transitioning from Dotloop and other things. So if you or anybody on your team needs something like that, please reach out to me. I'm happy to set up a one-on-one to do that sort of thing. That said, with teams, we've got a lot more teams in this market center than we have had in quite a while. And that said, I also am not on a team. So as your market center tech trainer, I don't really know how to leverage some of the command things that you guys need from teams. So I need your help. And what I mean by that is I need to be an advocate for you. So I need you guys to kind of help me learn, you know, what's going on, what you need, and where we're going from there. So with that, we have 2 new opportunities coming. Once a month, we're going to be having a kind of a team roundtable within Command. We're going to have that in kind of conjunction with ALC. I know Vince has got some announcements to make about ALC later on. So there'll be more to come on that, and we'll have a date for that. But we've already created a date for an agent or for a team mastermind for admin. So anybody that's an admin on a team here in the Market Center, we want to kind of plug in with you and connect with you. Kristen already has a date for that. I'm going to rely on her. Hopefully she's got that because I don't have it on my calendar yet. So I'm sure she'll talk about that in just a little bit. But these are opportunities where Kristen and I want to learn from you, learn with you, and then also be your advocate to make sure that the issues and concerns and things that you want Command to do for you get addressed and get taken up to KWRI. So we're going to rely on you guys. We're going to come find you. We want you to participate and collaborate with us. And we're excited about it.
I love it. That's awesome. And a lot of the changes that are taking place specifically from, say, what the tech standpoint, like this has all come from feedback and requests that we've gotten from all of you, right? This idea of on a weekly basis, focusing on another applet within Command to make sure that we're continuing to cover all the basics and dive a little deeper into each applet so that we can make sure that you're able to integrate them into your business, these applets, and create more effectiveness and efficiency so that you can fund a perfect life. So a lot of these trainings that you're going to start to hear about, and Joseph and I are going to talk about it a little bit more from the numbers standpoint, but a lot of this stuff is coming really purposely from conversations that we've had with all of you, or kind of things that we've seen in the numbers, which is another reason that we're going to bring specific trainings to the Market Center. So I love it, Jay. Thanks for the update. Really fun things to come, and we're going to talk
Absolutely.
about
Hey,
that.
if I can add one more thing,
coming out. Go ahead.
There will be, but the one thing I really want to kind of remind people of is, you know, Command has been around almost 2 years as a system for us as agents to log in. It's really important too that we take away from the fact that there are 180,000 agents, or give or take, within the Keller Williams ecosystem. And the best part is as of December 2020, Command had over 300,000 active daily users. Now, does that make any sense to you guys? Because there's 180,000 agents and there's 300,000 daily active users. That means our consumers are daily actively using the Command platform, and that's exactly what we wanted. That said, that's also why you're starting to see some of the glitches with it being slow, especially on Tuesday. That's always a slower day. So that's also one of the reasons why you haven't seen recently, anyway, a lot of new functionality roll out. Because right now the top priority is making sure that the stability of the system is number one. With as many consumers as are starting to plug into and use the platform, stability has become the number one priority. So we're going to start seeing some of those rollouts be a little bit slower. We're going to see that, you know, Command and KWRI is a little bit more reluctant to just roll new stuff out and let us break it and try it and see what works. They're going to start being a lot more specific about how we do that now that the consumers are plugging in. So to me, that's a really exciting thing. You know, a year ago, there were less than 100,000 daily active users, and now there's over 300,000. It's pretty mind-blowing what we're creating here. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, it really is. And thanks for the stats. That's awesome. And the coolest thing about Command to me is the continued progress, right? This is built by agents for agents, based on the vision of keeping the agent as the fiduciary in the real estate transaction, the best serve the consumer, right? That's what it's all about. And we're continuing to see that vision come to fruition with numbers like that. So really appreciate it, Jay. All right, let's keep on rocking. Broker Minute, the amazing Joseph Klosik.
Hey everybody, I'm gonna be brief. I know we got a lot to talk about today. I'm gonna send out a Broker Minute, actually, the video a little late this week regarding the NAR. I had a lot of questions regarding the NAR policy as far as the personal conduct policy involving discrimination as it relates to fair housing. This actually came out in November and we just haven't spoken a lot about it, and it's come up a lot lately. Long story short, and I'll go into more detail, is they've really cracked down on behavior on social media, to be honest with you. It's not really changing any of the code of ethics as much as it is just kind of being more aware of it and then allowing easier reporting and policing of it, for lack of a better way to put it. So be on the lookout for that, and I'll get more information to you. The one big thing I just want to say, contracts class has come up, is come back on the radar now. We're going to be doing Tuesdays at 2 again. If I were to pull the files on all the conflicts we have going on right now, guys, 90% of them could have been saved with better communication. So when you're submitting an offer, if you know you're receiving an offer, if you've got a conflict, communicate better. I'm not saying that's the only thing, but just if you think you have great communication right now, maybe take a step back and take a look at it and see, what can I do better? Can I add more steps to my checklist? Can I do better at presenting my offers when I send them? Can I communicate better with the listing agent before I send them? Just do what you can to communicate more. I know technology makes it a lot easier to shoot a quick text and those sorts of things. I'm not saying don't do that, but just maybe formalize it a little bit more. And some of the things that we're going to be adding to the training calendar in the upcoming months will address some better protocols and stuff like that for you guys to use. But just communication is the key to so many problems we have right now. So it could be an easy fix. Just keep an eye on it. So that's all I got.
Thanks for all you do, Joseph. Holy smokes. All right, Winnie, tell us about YP.
Let me unmute. So, hey, YP has had some really awesome stuff going on from like the global range. So we actually have a new collaborative calendar. So all of our members have visibility to every event that all of YP is doing. We're also going to be having at Family Reunion, there's going to be a special YP retreat. So those are exclusive to the YP members. But the thing that I really want to let you know about is that we have officially launched a mentorship thing, a mentorship program. So that's held by or done by Lexi Gladman. So that is extremely exciting. So, there's additional layers of accountability within YP. Also, we have a sponsorship program. So if you've considered joining YP, but maybe you're like, I don't really know if it's right for me. I don't know if it's worth the time or the money or whatever else. We officially have a sponsorship program. So which means that you can basically get 3 months of it paid for if you commit to 6 months, and also are involved in our mentorship program. So it's really good way to kind of like tip your toe in for 6 months, see if YP is going to be of value to you. And if you are interested, please reach out to me. That's it for me.
I love it. The infrastructure of KWYP specifically is unbelievable. Right. And a lot, even at a local level, the production of those individuals that are diving into YP exceeds those that aren't. And there's a lot of statistics on and research done at a KWRI level on this stuff. And it's such a cool thing to watch a group of people come together that wants to be future leaders and to grow. So thanks, Winnie, for everything you do in that space. Let's see, what do we got next? What's coming up? This is Kristen, I think.
Yes, it is. All right. Awesome. So what's coming up today? We have Teams in Command with Scott Leroy at 1. I'm going to be on that one. Maybe Jay, if you can be on it. Anybody that's on a team, this is probably going to be a really good one for you. 2 p.m. is buyer's consultation with Lynn Klosik. And then 2 p.m. as well is What the Tech with Jay.
Love it.
Ignite.
All right. This is huge.
And then Ignite is starting Monday. So this will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 11. So get signed up for that if you haven't already. This is going to be an awesome opportunity if you need a refresher. There's class topics on there as well. So maybe you need a refresher in lead gen, go to the Wednesday class. You don't have to attend every single class if you need a refresher.
On that,
This is gonna be go ahead.
if you've not attended Ignite, and this is not a new agent training. Yes, new agents go through it. If you've not attended Ignite, absolutely sign up for this. It will be running monthly. We are doing it in collaboration with CES, which is awesome because it's going to stay consistent with the instructors. These instructors are only focusing on this class, which is going to be fantastic. It's a great way to network, meet other agents. There's going to be a lot of consistency in it. And again, even if you've been in the business, if you need a refresher on your communication, your systems, those sorts of things, absolutely go through this. This is one of the best trainings that you could do for an overall business training.
It also goes straight to the MREA models, right? It's probably one of the best, like you said, Joseph, one of the best foundational trainings that KW offers to really get a refresher on the models of running a real estate business or really any business. So it's not just for new agents. I think that's a great point. And the fact that we're doing it in coordination with CES and having these top-notch instructors is a really, really amazing opportunity. So if you have any questions about it, reach out to the leadership team. We are happy to answer any questions. It's an amazing, amazing course. It'll be a lot of fun.
Also, I put the link in the chat to register, just so you know that.
Perfect.
Awesome. And then we also have family reunion coming up. We're planning some awesome things. I know, it's a little bit different this year, obviously with Mega Camp as well. This is still going to be a digital experience, but we're working to incorporate some in person with a happy hour to kick it off. We'll have more details to come of that. But I think Tiffany may be putting in, she put the 934, maybe Tiffany, I'll put it in there in the chat as well. To register, you can sign up with us for a reduced price of $80. And you can pay by whichever method is best for you, if that's a monthly bill, a closing, or with your card or cash, whatever's best. Check, I mean.
Yeah, a real quick point to family reunion. There's a lot of changes in real estate right now. And not to mention this, again, we're coming out of a pandemic, if we want to even call it coming out of, right? 2020 was one of the most fascinating years ever. And 2021, the real estate market is rip-roaring crazy, like Matt was talking about, with low rates, all this. You were going to have the opportunity to listen to some of the brightest minds in the real estate industry talk about what they see coming and how they're adapting, right? I've told this story to a lot of people, but there was the CEO of KW back in 2016. His name was Chris Heller. And I remember being at FSO and I was listening to Chris Heller speak, just kind of ad lib. And it was just a little introduction to the FSO group, probably about 300 of us. And he made a comment. So it was right around 2016 and there was a presidential election happening. And he made a comment, or somebody asked him, said, what is the impact of the election going to have on real estate? What's the impact on real estate that the election is going to have? And he said, look, there's only one thing that I can kind of say to that change is inevitable. And our ability to adapt to that change is paramount in our success. Gary Keller is going to talk a ton about the changes in the industry from a technology standpoint, about Zillow becoming a brokerage. Make no mistake about it, that's huge for the real estate agent. This is a kind of a must attend. And to be honest, you can attend it for free. Kristen, tell them how they can attend it for free.
All right. So if you bring an active licensed guest, that will cover your ticket and the guest. So you're able to get reimbursed. If you've already registered, we can reimburse you for that. And we'll also pay for the guest ticket. We will do this up to 13 guests that you want to bring. And that's how you can get a year full of office dues. This is limited to office dues, so no MLS or realtor dues. We wish we could do that, but it's for your
copies,
office.
prints, books. I know how some of you are.
I had to mention that, but yep, you can get a free year of office dues. Email me. I've sent a few emails out about it. Email me with their information and we'll make sure to get them registered.
And I just wanted to kind of reiterate. What Vince was saying there about Zillow becoming a brokerage. That has completely changed change the tech game within real estate. And you can bet that that's going to be a big conversation at family reunion. So please be paying attention to that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's a lot of changes, and we're going to do, and going back to the basics on just about every call that I feel like I've been on lately. There's this concept getting thrown around of going back to the basics, which is why things like family reunion, or why things like Ignite and attending those trainings is so important, right? So if you have, how do they sign up? How do they send people, their guests?
So they can either fill out the contact form that we have, just so we have all of their information, or if it's easier for you, you can email me directly too.
Perfect. I love it. All right. Real quick. So I've said it a million times, but 2020 was crazy. I want to thank 4 individuals from the bottom of my heart that were absolutely just paramount in what we've done as a brokerage and as a market center over the last 12 months, 13 months specifically, I guess. And that's Greg Flanagan, Winnie Rogers, Michael Prince, and Maggie LeBlanc. A huge congratulations and a thank you to those individuals as serving as your ALC members, your Agent Leadership Council members for 2020. And I'll tell you, this group of individuals that was the first ALC, candidly, that I had ever led, and fully for a year. I came into the 2019 ALC and had the amazing opportunity to work with some amazing people for the last 6 months of the year, and we did big things in those last 6 months. This 2020 ALC was a special group for me just because it was the first group that I had the opportunity to fully lead as the team leader. So what they did in 2020, the way that they came together as a group, the way that their energy, their culture spilled over to each and every one of you in the Market Center was absolutely something to be just amazed by. So a huge thank you, and truly thankful for the friendship and the camaraderie that the 5 of us have created. Josie.
Sorry, I'm going to add to that. You know, one of the things that I, if I'm going to say I dislike the most about the operating principal role is we don't engage as much as I did as a team leader with the ALC. So this is a new realm for me in the last 2 years, but I have to reiterate what Vince said. I mean, this ALC, watching what they did as the operating principal, from turning a market center around. I mean, if you look at all the things they did this year, we paid off a loss carry forward to start a profit sharing again. We grew in some phenomenal numbers, which we're going to go through. We had a pandemic, and during that pandemic, we had to make some difficult financial decisions to prepare for some things. We changed the split, we changed the cap, we did all of these things that just, and they just were there the whole time, you know, and it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch Vince's engaging with them and everything. But, you know, from the investor group, I just can't tell you how grateful we are on what we did with that. So it's just, yeah, it was just watching y'all function. It was a small and mighty team. I mean, if there's any testimonial of having, I'd rather have 4 committed ALC members than, you know, 30. I mean, this year was it. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry to take the time, but yeah.
No, I love it. And Tiffany threw in there, she made a good point. 6,000 pounds of food donated to the Low Country, right?
Which was more than Mount Pleasant, by the way. I'm just saying.
It was. Don't say that loud.
Don't say that out loud.
But it just, I mean, it was just unbelievable to watch this group work, and how much they care for the agent body, how much they care for the Market Center is something to be emulated. And we really are truly thankful. All right, enough thank yous. Now, how about we welcome the 2021 ALC? Again, another group that I am just so excited about. We've got Al, Patty, Josh Stamps, Lexi, John Joe, Kyle, Stella, Maggie, Jurgen, Greg, and Trenton, all in the ALC in 2021. This group is going to be exciting. Had some amazing conversations with each and every one of them. They are super, super excited about being your voice as an agent body. And I sometimes call the ALC kind of the board of directors, or kind of my ear, right? This group is central, like I just explained about the 2020 ALC. So I am so excited to introduce a few were able to jump on today to introduce themselves, and I'll introduce those that weren't able to be here because of prior commitments. But let me unshare this. Oops. And I've got the grid up, so I'm gonna call out a few people. Flanny, you're the first I see. Greg Flanagan. Who's Greg Flanagan? Why are you excited to be a representative on the 2021 ALC?
Hey there, Vince. How you doing, man? I know. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. I was going to say the same thing to you, but I just couldn't see through the glare, top of the head. I'm Greg Flanagan. Been in business about 15 years. Came over here about a year and a half ago from Mount Pleasant. Been KW for 5 years. ALC. This will be my third round of ALC. Last year I was a finance chair, and we made sure that the finances were right. As Joseph said, we had some real difficult decisions to make, and I believe I believe that I asked the right questions, the committee asked the right questions, and we did the right thing. So I think that's the most important thing when you are serving on the ALC. I run a small team. We got 3 people, one transaction coordinator. Run a little company, coaching consulting company, Power Onward. If you see that, usually helping agents just get through the next level of their progression forward. So I appreciate it. I like West Ashley. It's a nice place to be.
Yes,
and Vinny's a nice guy too.
Here and there. It's debatable.
Here and there.
Let's not get
I
ahead of
love it.
ourselves.
Yeah. Hey, let's be nice. All right. Well, welcome, Greg. John Joe, I see you down there, man. Who's John Joe? Welcome to the 2021 ALC, and tell us a little bit about who's John Joe and why you're excited to be on the ALC.
Yeah, thank you. Looking forward to the opportunity to help the Market Center. I hope you guys can help me okay. Hear me okay. Looking forward to helping the Market Center grow. The Market Center, I'm an extension of it. If it grows, I grow. And I think that I'm a newer agent. I don't have a lot of real estate perspective necessarily. Just coming on with 2 years, but I do have a long history of business management, being in the independent pharmacy chain business as a GM for 12 years before I became a real estate agent. So I'm hoping I can help in that way, not only bolster the Market Center to what it wants to become, and then also, new agents or agents along the way, help them, encourage them, and give them just little tips of the trade that I've learned, or maybe we can share with one another. And that's what we're looking forward to do.
Awesome. And congrats on a great year, man, in 2020. You and Drew crushed it. And we are so excited to have you be a 2021 ALC rep.
Yes,
Patty Stover, welcome to the ALC. Who's Patty and why are you excited?
Yeah, I'm honored to be asked to be a part of the ALC. Looking forward to learning as much as I can about Keller Williams and the Market Center, and learn about getting to know more of the agents, but also, so excited about serving in any way that I can. A little bit about my background. I'm a personal investor in real estate, started that in 2004. And then 2014, decided to help other people buy and sell and invest in real estate. So I had my license since then and been involved in real estate. Love it. It's a passion of mine. Couldn't think of doing anything else. So just excited to be a part of Keller Williams and also the ALC team. Thanks for the honor.
Love it. Welcome to the ALC. We're excited to have you as a part of it. It's going to be an awesome ride. Kyle Walker, the one and only. Welcome to the 2021 ALC, man. Who's Kyle and why are you excited?
First, excited to get to know all these ALC members. I know a few of you on here. There's a few that I'm still learning, so I'm really excited for all of us to come together this year and see how we can build on top of what last year's ALC was able to create for the Market Center. So looking forward to meeting you all on a deeper level. So I've lived in Charleston 20 years. I wrote all this stuff down. I don't know what you're going to say. I've been in real estate for 8 years, all with KW, with the exception of I spent some time in Indiana last year doing some coaching training for an independent brokerage up there, moved back here. I'm a big believer in education and also finding ways to help others. So Bold graduate 7 times, Ignite graduate 2 times, ALC member, this is my 2nd time, founding president for the KWYP chapter, and I've gone to all mega camps and 6 of 8 family reunions in my 8 years at KW. So a big believer, drink that Kool-Aid. Outside of work, love to cook. I'm a big food nerd. It could be diner, it could be fancy, traveling. That's my only goal. The only time I travel is if I'm booking the plans within 30 days. I don't like planning out too far. I like last minute trips abroad or domestic. That's it. 1 minute.
I love it, man. Something to take note. Always prepared. I tell you what, I love it. Well, welcome to the ALC. Your perspective is going to be definitely cherished, and it's going to be listened to. We're excited. What a resume. Who else we got? There's Lexi. Lexi, welcome to the 2021 ALC. Who's Lexi, and what are you excited about?
Well, I don't want to follow Kyle. I did not prepare like he did, and I'm also driving to the dentist, so there's that. But I'm so excited to be on ALC. It's been a long goal of mine. I was recruited by a Keller Williams agent when I was working for a builder on site. I did a deal with her, and that's how I ended up at Keller Williams. Was I went to work for her as her assistant, and at the time she was on ALC, so I jumped right into figuring out what that was all about by being her assistant. And so ever since I've watched her be a part of it, it's been something that has been a big goal of mine. So I'm just super honored to be able to serve the Market Center and give back in any way that I can. That's a super big passion of mine. I just stepped into the mentorship chair of Keller Williams Young Professional Group, and I'm so excited to lead new agents and older agents into hitting their goals of whatever that looks like for them. And yeah, I'm just super excited to be a part of it.
I love it. I'm hearing a theme. Serve. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Well, welcome, Lexi. We are excited to have you. And we've got, I had to change screens. I saw Al is on here. Al, can you hear us? In that car, I know.
I am in my car. I am, absolutely. That's my office. So I've been doing real estate going over 5 years, was on a team for a while, and went solo last year, and realized that I couldn't do it by myself. So having the Greg Flanagan and Vince and so many people that were a big help of getting me confident, in doing it, made me realize that I know that this gives me the opportunity to give back. And as anybody that knows me, that's what I'm about. I just love helping people. And I come from the food and beverage industry, was in it at a high level, and just look forward to this ALC. It's so great to see what last year's did. We just hope to add to that and make this Market Center better than it has been, and continue this growth. I'm looking forward to it.
I love it. We are so excited to have you be a part of the ALC, man. You've earned it, and welcome. We are so excited. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce, because I see that there's an iPhone here too, and if that's one of the ALC members, speak up. But I want to introduce the other 3 or 4 that weren't able to make it. Maggie, one of our top agents here in the Market Center, a returning ALC member, a KW trainer, the whole 9 yards, runs an amazing business. Also one of our amazing investors here at a Market Center level, and somebody that probably knows the models better than most. So excited to have her return as an ALC member. She is on vacation right now, so she gets a pass. Stella, so excited to have Stella Tootin on the ALC and collaborating with this group. She is super, super excited in conversations that I've had with her about, again, serving, giving back. Stella is such a vocal mouthpiece for how much she loves this culture, and she wants to continue to contribute to it. You get Jurgen. Jurgen joined the company last year and is growing like wildfire. He wants to continue to learn. He wants to continue to implement the systems, and he wants to help others do it as well. And you got Trenton Seckinger. Trenton I think he's been on 1 or 2 ALCs in the past. Trenton's super, super excited about the opportunity to, again, give back. He wants to learn from this group, and he wants to give back to the Market Center some of the things that he's learned along the way of being at KW for, I think, probably 6 years or so. And Trenton is at a closing right now. Lastly, we got Josh Stamps. Josh also joined the company last year. He's super, super excited to give back to the Market Center as well. He wants to learn. He wants to implement the systems. He has big goals for himself and his business, and he's really excited to pour into not only this group, but the Market Center at a higher level and make sure he hits them for his family and help others do so as well. So that's the 2021 ALC. They are your voice, right? They are there to, like, I think there's a sign in the front of this, in the front of our office, and it says built by agents for agents. This is how we build through the ALC. The ALC is there. It was created years ago because Gary Keller went to the top group of individuals and said, how do we create a company that nobody has to leave or wants to leave? That's when the ALC was created. That's when Profit Share was created. And by the way, we shared something like $18,000 or $16,000 in the month of December with our agents, right? Pretty awesome. That's, what was that?
16,000 and 63,000 last year total.
Boom, right? Now, unbelievable. And that was created by the first ALC. Open books. You go to Tiffany and say, hey, I want to see the financials. Teach me how to run a business. She'll open the books to you, and you can pull them up right on KW, right? And I'm sure I'm missing 2 things, but I can't think of them right now. So the ALC, so excited. But that's why they were created. They were there. They were created so that it's a company built by agents for agents, and we're excited about it. So without further ado, we're going to take the last 11 minutes, and me and Joseph, or Joseph and I, we're going to speak about the Market Center numbers and talk about kind of what to expect coming in 2021, because numbers tell a story. One of the reasons that I'm so passionate about numbers is because numbers tell a story. When we're able to analyze numbers, understand that these numbers on the multi-year trends that we're going to pull up on the screen in a second, these numbers on the multi-year trends aren't just a bunch of numbers on a page. These are numbers that are created, and production numbers that are created because of each one of the agents in our business, right? So without further ado, Joseph, can you pull up do you have the multi-year trends on your screen? Or no?
I don't, I just have the MLS, but I can pull them up pretty quickly. So
I got it right here.
Okay.
We'll just rock through it real quick, and then we'll talk about the MLS numbers and things that we see as something that we want to keep an eye on. Let me see. December. This is me being organized. All right. Can everybody see that? Kind of. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Cool. So again, this is the multi-year trends, and each one of you that have been here for more than a year, even if you haven't been here for more than a year, you have it. You just don't have the year-over-year data getting calculated for you. However, each one of you, each agent has this and can pull this report through MyKW to understand how many units they've closed, listings taken, and see trends in their business. Again, numbers tell a story. So I'm going to run right down here real quick and talk about a couple of really cool numbers. And Joseph, chime in here when you want. From a growth standpoint, the agent body grew by 39 additional amazing people, which is really, really exciting. We have 135 agents and business owners that we have the opportunity to be in business with. And that's an exciting thing.
So I'll keep jumping in on, because all these numbers are exciting as long as you know why they're exciting, right?
Yeah.
So and so for me, the reason that number's exciting is it's not like we grew in agent count just because the market grew in agent count, right? MLS and Charleston only grew by about 2% in 2020. And this 134 represents about a 41% growth in Market Center. So that's growth by attraction right there. That's not just growth by rising with the tide, which is fantastic.
Really, really important. Telling our story. We're making that vision come to fruition for our agents. It's exciting. Closed units, 670 units closed. I believe that's the most this Market Center's ever closed in its lifetime. Pretty unbelievable, which means that's the most our agent body has ever closed. Each one of you, such an exciting thing. Volume, closed more than $224 million in volume. Why does that matter? Pretty sure that we get paid based on a percentage of volume. That's an exciting thing. You're going to see in a minute that from a GCI perspective, we doubled our agents' GCI year over year. That's exciting. Listings taken. 344 listings taken last year. 67% increase year over year. Just in the month of December, 285% increase. That's exciting. And we're going to talk in a minute about the market and how these numbers correlate to the market, but we want to just rip through these real quick. Listings sold. I'm not going to get too much into volume, listings taken volume, but it's up a lot by 115%. Listings sold, 243 listings sold. Now I will say this, right? 243 listings sold, and we sold 670 some houses, right? That's about 40% of our income and our business coming from listings, as compared to 60% of our business coming from buyers. Why does that matter, Joseph? Why does that matter?
Well, I mean, we're a company of models, right? So we want to base, what model is, and we know that listings are more leverage, right? And we've got to make sure that we get as close to a balance of 50-50 on that as possible to make sure that we're operating at the highest capacity that we can. And a lot of people are already thinking, I can see it in some of your faces, well, we don't have a lot of listings in this market. Not true. There were more listings in 2020 taken in Charleston than there ever had been. We just didn't get them. So we got to figure out how we aim that, how we focus our business from the current agents, how we grow them, make sure we give them the tools. And then as we're looking to grow the organization, who we get in a relationship to make sure they're focused on listings as well. One thing that's interesting about this one, Vincent, when we didn't talk about this, is we got to take that into relation, because if you look at it, that 242 out of the 673, that's 36%. And at first you're kind of like, ooh, that's really low. What we have to take into consideration is 20% of the market in 2020 and Charleston was new construction. And you can only go get so many of that, right? You can go get a small builder or maybe a onesie twosie. So if we adjust those numbers, it actually makes our listing to buyer ratio more like 42, 43, 45%, which still has room for improvement, but definitely the story is a lot different than 36%.
Absolutely. And I love that. And I want to, everything starts with our level of thinking, right? Our result is based off the way that we think, the behaviors, the habits that we create, right? The relationships that we create, and that's going to usually dictate a result. We hear a lot around there's no inventory, right? Yet in 2020, and I hear that, I understand that. In 2020, there were 21,000 transactions. One thing that's true about real estate is that there's another side. There's two sides to every transaction, right? So if 36% or 40% of our transactions were on the listing side, and 60% of our transactions were on the buy side, that means that we left some money on the table for our families, right? So how much money are we leaving on the table? And in following team meetings, we're going to focus a lot on listings, right? Because again, there were a lot of listings that were taken, more listings in 2020 than ever before. We just didn't go and get them. We did do better than we did last year, and that's great. We want to continue to go and drive to listings. And the trainings on the training calendar are going to be, you're going to see a lot more listing heavy courses on the trainings. Contracts written, that's our future income. That's up 85%. It's a beautiful thing. Average sales price. That's an interesting one because it's up 23%. The other part about average sales price is that in the MLS, the average sales price is up 9%. Something to take into consideration because that's going to dictate, that's a very market-driven number. Let me put it that way. My favorite number on this page, GCI. In July of 2019, we sat down as a leadership team and had a goal of, in the next 6 months, let's create and help our agents create $3 million in GCI. We came about $125,000 shy of that. But our goal this year was to create $6 million in GCI. Again, we came about $125,000 shy of that, but unbelievable increase, $3 million. We doubled as a market center and as an agent base, doubled our GCI, our gross commission income. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing.
That one's the amazing one. I mean, that's our agent's income, right? And what else was cool to watch that from the AOP's perspective is to watch us set that goal. And that wasn't an easy goal to set. There was a lot of debate. We'll just say debate on that set goal because you always want to have stretch goals, but you also want to have attainable goals. And the fact that we're 5.9 million out of a $6 million goal. I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Not a bad day.
No, that was pretty good.
That's exciting. Now, the last number that I'm going to touch on is profit share. Why does profit share matter? Because this is a company that gives back 48% of its profits to the agents that generate that profit. And that is exciting. You can be a KW, the largest real estate company in the world, the largest real estate data with one of the largest infrastructures and some of the biggest businesses from a real estate perspective for free when you dive into profit share. We've been transparent over the last 2 years about 2019 and growing out of a $96,000 loss that the investors of this amazing business put up. In 2020, we cut the cap to do right by our agents. We went through a pandemic, right? And we were just coming out of a pretty big loss. The best part about it is we shared $63,000 with our agent base. And the last 4 months, that number has gone up every month. It is such an exciting thing. We are the leadership team, Joseph, Tiffany specifically from an expense standpoint with the finance chair, Greg, last year, have just done such a good job at managing our expenses so that we can focus on helping people grow their profit share tree and take advantage of a passive income stream and a wealth building opportunity. And we shared 63,000 last year. And I'm going to tell you right now, that number is going to go up pretty dramatically next year. So go get your unfair share. And I don't want to, well, where's the stop share button here? It's 1 o'clock and I want to respect everybody's time. Joseph, want to make 1 or 2 other comments about the MLS or about anything else that we had talked about? And I'm sure we're going to talk more about that in other team meetings as well.
Yeah, super. For those of you that don't know Vince's code language, I almost called him Lynn because he's like my spouse. Vince's code language is that we could talk about another meeting. So wrap up, Joseph. So a couple quick things. We've got the state of the companies this Friday at noon. We're going to cover some of this and then in the next team meeting. But one of the things I want to just let you know from a production standpoint, these numbers are fantastic. The one thing about these numbers that you'll know, though, is a lot of these numbers are driven from our growth, which is one of the easiest ways to grow a business, right? You bring people on that are bringing in production. What we're looking at, and we're combing down, and if you could see the spreadsheet, your eyes would go across. We're really zooming in on specifically who's actually increasing their production as well. Because if you look at the market saw about a 32% increase in the in volume and about 17% increase in units. We need to make sure that our individual agents are doing that. The market center far surpassed that. We understand that, but that doesn't matter to the individual agents. So if you're looking at your business right now and you're thinking to yourself, well, I didn't have the 32% increase or the 17% increase. We're seeing that too. That can be by design. And if it is, great, we support you. And if you do need more growth in that, we are adding to that more and more things to the calendar. One of the things that we're going to be doing is each month, I've got to report to the education committee by the second, whatever week of the month is, with these numbers from the multi-year trends, specifically with the contracts written, listings taken, listings taken that sold. So we make sure that we're taking the listings, we're pricing them correctly, and that we're going out there and doing the activities. So we're going to be a lot more on purpose this year and let the numbers tell the story, because we've got a really solid year behind us. So that's all we can really, we don't have to go much more into it.
100%. I think, again, making that point about if it was by design that you didn't outperform the market, good. That's amazing. That's part of our vision. We want you to build what you want to build, and we want to be there to support you. If it wasn't, come reach out. Come talk to me. Come talk to the leadership team, and let's create a plan, right? If you weren't necessarily happy with your growth, right, or you think you have meat on the bone, as I always say, come talk to me. Come talk to Joseph or Tiffany or Kristen, and we'll help you create a plan and get you dialed in to the infrastructure and the resources needed so that you can hit your goal, because that's what we're here for as a brokerage. We want to see everybody achieve a life worth living and build a legacy worth leaving, whatever that means to them. Those words on the wall when you walk in both doors aren't just words to us. We want to see progress. We intend to continue to see progress toward that vision. And that's what these meetings are all designed to be about, right? So great 2020 and 2021 is going to crush it too. It's going to be even better. So again, go ahead, Joseph.
One last thing. I mean, that's going to be the biggest challenge for the ALC and the leadership team to look at this year is we're going to be celebrating a lot of growth. Make no mistake about it, 2021 will probably prove to be one of the hardest years to build a real estate business. And the main reason for that is inventory and 7,000 other agents in the area. And we cannot do anything about that other than change the way we do our business practice. So like Vince said, if you may not have grown in your business, that may have been by design. Some of you may not know whether or not you grew with the market. And if you don't, reach out. And we're here to help you if you want, and if you want to grow, and also keep you from being susceptible should there be any sort of shift and change in the market.
100%. And if you haven't read this book, Shift, go read it. We have copies here at the Market Center. Go pick it up and read it. These are tactics to continue to build your business in a shifting market. Make no mistake about it. We're toward the top. Again, truly humbled to be a part of this company and this family. We love you. We are here for you. If you need anything, you can always reach out to us, reach out to me, Joseph, Kristen, Tiffany, Winnie, the whole leadership team. We're here for you. The ALC, the 2021 ALC, big things to come. And we are really excited about it. So thank you all. We're 4 minutes over. I don't like that. You guys are rock stars. If you need any calls, see ya.